The last couple of years, Ben Heck has done a game badge for a convention that he goes to. He does a workshop where he has a little badge and everyone who attends the workshop get to build it. And Ben, rather nicely, every year puts the Gerber files for the badge on. I was watching this year's and thinks I really must make that one day, and then I realised that I'd already bought the stuff for last year's, so it's the 2024 badges being done, and you can see Ben's video here. But I got the 2023 badge. I got this done on JLCPCB, as you can tell, not a sponsor yet, guys, come on. And yeah, it was very easy to just get this printed, but then getting a hold of the parts was a bit more difficult, which is why I'd never built it. So I've got some of the parts here now. A lot of these are teeny little parts like so, and there's a lot of surface mount stuff as well. The bit that's really given me the most problems has been this switch, and I finally found it. Actually, I found it while I was making this video, and I found this little switch here, and I think that is the exact version, yeah, of the switch that he used. I've had real difficulty getting hold of that. All right, so I've got to assemble this badge first, and I've got to do the surface mount. So the sort of components you've got on this are the surface mount resistors and capacitors I've got there. There's a couple of chips. There's the chip for the amplifier there, and I think there's a chip here that does the power supply. And then I'll be putting a Raspberry Pi in the middle of it. I'm not going to just film each one of these. Ben's done that. Well, I've just got a little montage of me putting the last things on this board. Okay, well, here we go. That's pretty much complete now. The last thing I've got to do is add the speaker to it. There's a little speaker. The ones that I got come with the little JST connector on it, so unfortunately I don't have one of those, which I'm a bit sad about. But anyway, I'll put that on there somewhere. And I also, as you can see, I 3D printed a case. There's still an issue with this though, and the issue is the batteries. I bought exactly the same batteries that Ben specified in his. Let me show these to you. Could have used one of my vape batteries for it, but no, these are the little batteries for drones or helicopters or something. It's quite good. You get a little charger, you get quite a few little batteries for it. Exactly the same ones I've managed to source. They're just a bit too big for me to close the case. But you see, this goes in brilliantly, but then just that battery. Okay, I've was looking at these under the microscope and saw that some of these resistors were not flat on the board, so I put a load of flux around it. I haven't videoed this, and I put the hot air gun on it and it made them lie flat on the board again, but I'm still getting not enough space between there. See, if you look at the board when I put it in the case, there's still that. It's just not going down. There's physically not enough room for the battery. Anyway, I was looking at Ben's GitHub and I discovered that for the new badge, he had updated this. So here is the new version, and as you see, it's very different, and in fact it's got all of that bit around the screen cut out. So now that goes over the screen nicer. So I think if I pop this in here now, I might have to just zap it with a soldering iron to hold it in place. Right, let's try it. So that goes in there, and that's all flush now. Now that should go over, and I've got the little direction pad as well. Yep, if I do that, there we go. That seems right. So, as I said before, let's get on to programming it. Okay, there we are, connected to this, and I pushed the button on the back to make sure it went into the UF2 mode. So I think somewhere here, there's the Raspberry Pi. That's where I've got to drop the software, but Ben did it a different way. So on the screen I've got my Arduino IDE and I've set it up as he told me to. So there's the Raspberry Pi Pico. We had to install the Pico IDE drivers, libraries, and then we set it to a UF2 board because this is waiting for UF2. Then there's some other things you have to do. There's this flash size thing So you set that so that it's at the bottom, which allows you to use half of the Pico storage as a USB drive, which is really cool. I like that. I didn't know you could do that. So I think this is ready to go. There's some of the settings as well. Watch Ben's video to find those out. But let's just try and flash that. Hopefully this will work. This has got to be turned on as well to work. So you see there's nothing on the screen, but you've got to have it turned on. When you just plug it in to start with, it's just charging, so you just get that bottom light on. But you've got to actually have it turned on. So this top light's got to be on for you to be able to connect and pass to it. It's a very old Mac I'm using now that I use for my screen recordings and my coding stuff. Doesn't need to be a fantastic one. Well, that's why it's taken a while to compile this. Hopefully we should be all right. That looks like it's uploading okay. Done uploading. All right. Aha. Right. So that's appeared now. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. Yep. So no data files found. All right. So I've got to load the data files via USB. That Raspberry Pi RPI drive has now changed to an external flash drive, and there's nothing in it. So here's the repository that I've checked out onto my machine, and I've got to get the game assets, which is there. So in here, this is all the coding for the game, I think, but also there's a thing, this bit we have to copy onto there. So let's copy it, leave that going. Oh no. Disk full. Oh, I wonder. This is very small. There's only 1 meg on here we've got. I wonder if because I'm copying it from a Mac, it's adding the resource forks. Yeah, I bet it's that. I'm going to move this onto the PC. I don't normally record on the PC. I just have a little PC that I use for driving my laser cutter. And I'll try and copy it across onto there and see whether that does any difference. Alright, well as usual on the PC, that took way too long. What's on the file system again now? Okay, so see all of those have now copied onto it. So I think all I have, in fact I can unplug it now, can't I? Load via USB and reset. So obviously when I unplug that, it doesn't do anything because it's still going. So let's just reset it. Well, I can use the reset button there maybe. There, I'll do. Hey! Right, so let's zoom in a bit on that. Okay, so there's Bud. Bud is Ben's cat. And this is Cat Sylvania. I'm gonna, well, once I've got all of this completely into its final resting place, I will peel that off, but not yet. Not yet. So if that goes on there now, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I like the way that you can still see some of it, which gives me another idea, which isn't for this video, but yeah, that's pretty good, Ben. So here's almost the final product. So this has got the new case on. There's like a little door at the back, and that's because the 2024 badge, which I haven't got PCB of, has a little slot for a SD card. So that's to get at that slot. So this case is thicker and everything fits in it. So you see I've got the screws in that now as well. We've got a couple of buttons on the back, got my switch working, all of these are fine. Only thing I've not got, you can just see the speaker below there, but I've not been able to get the speaker to work, so I've got to check the wiring on that at some point. But maybe I'll do that in another video. But let's see it working properly then. So yeah, so it's got a charge, that's good. And it's Cat Sylvania, Condo of Bud. That dark strip on it is just the screen cover, which I still haven't peeled off. I will do at some point. Yeah, so we've got different modes when we start. So yeah, you can have kitten, cat, or
the dark soul of humans.
So let's go for kitten mode. Welcome to the Condo of the Future. It is staffed entirely by super friendly worker robots. This is very Ben Heck, it's great. Alright, we don't care, we want to play. So yeah, you can jump, there's Bud. Can move him left and right. Oh, the jump now has moved to C. So yeah, I can jump up and get, well, I should be able to get that thing up there. Don't know what that is, can't catch it, doesn't matter. Yeah, so it's a bit noisy, and you see this little, oh no, baddie. Looks like something from Totoro. Whoa, buddy. No! I've been put in kitten jail. Yeah, so that's the game. It's pretty cool. I think the updated version of it as well allows you to, on the SD card, put different games on it. But this is the original game that was done for 2023. Of course, we've got to thank Ben Heck for putting the code and the design files on his GitHub to enable all us to make it. So I hope you enjoyed that. There may be a sequel to this slightly, and I might even, are you interested in seeing me play the game? Maybe when I get the sound working, let me know below if you'd like to see the gameplay, but there's probably someone's already gone through it on the web somewhere. It depends how many people have made this. But if you'd like to see what I'll be up to next, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, you know what I want you to do. Come on, help me out, help a guy out. Come on, just subscribe. Go on, please. It'll be fine otherwise. Bye. I could do it now. No, not yet.